Good evening. I am Tim Hokip and this is TC Network News Program. Today's top headlines include Manipur Class 10 board exams begins amid the ongoing conflict. Kuki-Zo village volunteers give stern warning to Meitei militants and are unbiting goal on attempted attack at Jiribam. News in details. The High School Leaving Certificate examination under the Board of Secondary Education Manipur started today, the 15th of March 2024. The students write their science examination today, which begin at 9 a.m. and lasted till 12 noon. The exam will conclude on the 8th of April. HSLC examination had 154 centers throughout the state, out of which 15 centers are allocated in Firzol and Chorachandpur district, respectively. 3,331 students appeared their exam from our district, a rise of 217 students as compared to last year. The exams will be conducted only in the morning shift for 3 hours from 9 a.m. to 12 noon, and each subject carries 80 marks in the written test. The exam centers and the roll numbers of students allocated in the respective center in Chorachandpur are given as under roll number 176752 17904 in Children Training High School, roll number 179052 18132 in Don Bosco Higher Secondary School. A. Roll number 18133 to 18362 in Don Bosco Higher Secondary School. B. Roll number 18363 to 18640 in Pathway Academy. Roll number 18641 to 18865 along with roll number 47567 in Grace Academy. Roll number 18866 to 19236, 47568 to 47569, and also roll number 47668 in Gandhi Memorial High School. Roll number 19250 to 19524 in Silmat Christian Higher Secondary School. Roll number 19525 to 19770 in Siam Sinpolpi Residential School. Roll number 19771 to 20029 in Young Learner School. Roll number 20030 to 20244 in Assemblies of God High School. Roll number 20246 to 20477 in Soy Kulal Ideal High School. Roll number 20478 to 20717 in Greenwood Academy. Roll number 20718 to 20885 in Xavier's Public School. Roll number 20886 to 21102 in VK Tona High, and roll number 21103 to 21231, and also roll number 42569 in Singat Government High School. As for Moret Town, the examination was conducted freely and fairly at St. George's High School amid curfew. With the assurance from competent authority, there will be no disturbances during examination. No student was caught practicing unfair means, and the examination concluded smoothly. Around 256 students from Bethsaida, Netazi, Dr. Colvin, St. George, and other schools turned up for the examination today. The Kuki Student Organization, More Block, inspected the examination center as flying squad and monitors the whole process of examination in order to prevent any malpractice. Previous years, there used to be number of examination centers in the town, but this time the examination venue is reduced to one owing to ethnic violence in the state.
Tu kumadinga HSLC exam tu yang kipan ni hitan more hi gamamboi le nan jong le CSO ta le security la ho ki het team tu ne ya la chapong rang ho ya la hi jedio le education la nga mo pon na sta sungil la ki ho na ki ne ya ji hi khununga dinga gama dinga alu thelo wa ji free zone koi te de hi Lalu kita tim dia tinggal itu nak cuci kontak in, ya cu kita maman patin thamma bene.
Tua hi om na pen hi mun langa examination ho buyong le api pen chuna ke ga dana he chapo ho future ding itu na zala na fair fair ta examination na bo the po poli ko pa me ti hin na chapo khan kun na zala bo na ti cham khan se be pio nam pe ti ho
Dia koi to bang chun more mon ahin sensitive mon hi ji chun koi ma school kai the pon de tia an se yong chu amin ase ho yang joy mo pon Vietnam de le more chu wanu ya mi u si lunglu na India ring mini India kha hi ji chun hi je yong le to hi itiham alo thelowa chapang ho chu khununga ringa pilal he ti wa khumpi he ti wa le je khumpi ring chu sim lo wa le helanga tu le tu din mona ringa aboya boiwa le blind leads blind ong hi di ya chu ta hi blind leads blind telowa mi chole mi choge kilam kai telowa mi ha le min ha kilam kai ta banga gam kai government le mi pi ho hin an gel ha le hi exam hi adi sara chapang ho khan khoda chalha ahe
ki pa me sir.
The Kukizo village volunteer Va Ngai Hang and Tui Lang Ko KZVV is appalled to learn that in spite of the commitment of Kukizo people in maintaining peace and harmony in Jiribam and surrounding areas, the Valley-based militants in Arambai Tengol had always attempted to sabotage the peace initiative undertaken by the Peace Committee Jiribam. In its letters, the KZVV said it had learned that the suspected UNLF militants and members of Arambai Tengol had once again fired automatic weapons towards Paitol village of Tamenglong in the intervening night of 13 March. Again, in the same morning, that is yesterday morning, those militants are seen with full military gears and automatic weapons advancing towards the peripheral areas of Paitol village and other Kukizo villages. As such, the Kukizo village volunteers Vangai Hang is compelled to issue a stern warning that such provocative and terrorizing acts against Kukizo people in Jiribam and surrounding areas will be given befitting response and dealt accordingly. Recently, incidents of intimidation on terrorizing tribal commuters in Jiribam had been in alarming situation which is likely to escalate if the district administration of Jiribam and concerned authorities fails to contain and put a check on such provocative acts appropriately. The release further states that there had been incidents of villagers from Kaimai village held captive by Arambai Tengol in the last month. Last week, suspected cadres of UNLF were approaching in a warlike manner towards Mongbung village in Jiribam. Many more incidents of intimidation had been ignored on the request of civil societies, Assam Rifles and district authorities, as they promised to preserve peace as per understanding met between the tribal and Meitei communities. However, recent developments had created fear and trepidation among the general public, and as such, the Kukizo village volunteers KZVV, Vangailhang and Tui Langko would not remain a merry spectator to such warlike aggression and intimidation towards the Kukizo people in the area. We seek to stand towards preserving peace and coexistence of different communities in Jiribam and surrounding areas, but any act of aggression and intimidation to our people will be responded befittingly, and we are prepared to face any eventuality that could possibly come from war-mongering leaders and organizations, added the release. Manipur Naga Youth Organization MNYO has strongly condemned the action of the 6 Assam Rifles personnel firing upon innocent women of Makwai village in Tamenglong district. In a press release on Friday, MNYO stated that it's deeply distressed by the random firing upon innocent women of Makwai village in Tamenglong district by troopers of the 6 Assam Rifle. It also stated that a group of women held a peaceful protest to prevent paramilitary personnel from stopping the ongoing training of the village defense force. The creation of a village volunteer force to safeguard their villages is imperative, as Manipur has been engulfed in civil war-like situations. Any unpredictable situation might arise, dragging Nagas in Manipur into ethnic conflict. The worst communal carnage happening in the state can spill over into Naga-inhabited districts of Manipur. Therefore, Nagas need to draw up a contingency plan to face any eventuality if attacked by either of the two warring communities in Manipur. Since the state machinery has failed and law and order collapsed, the central and state security forces fail to protect people's lives and properties. Village defense forces have been raised in almost all Naga-inhabited areas of Manipur to protect the people, land, and resources of the Nagas. The oldest paramilitary force, established in Lusai Hills in 1835 during the British era, boasts of its service to the nation for maintaining law and order, border security, and counter-insurgency operations. This oldest paramilitary force has also earned the good name of Friends of the Hill People. However, today, the good reputation of the Assam Rifles has been tarnished by its reckless and cowardly action upon peaceful women assembled to lodge a democratic protest to deter paramilitary personnel from halting the training session of village volunteers. Such unprovoked firing by Assam Rifles troopers upon innocent women is unheard of in the past. Moreover, Assam Rifles is in the midst of controversy due to its dubious role in the current ethnic conflict in Manipur. This deliberate act tarnishes the reputation of the Indian security forces and impedes India's aspiration to be a global leader. The actions of the 6AR betray the values of a democratic nation and sow seeds of terror instead of fostering peace. The people of Mackay are now unjustly subjected to mental anguish and torment without any justification. We strongly condemn such reprehensible behavior and call on the higher authorities of the Government of India to swiftly address it with severe condemnation, the press release issued by MNYO's Media and Publicity Wing demanded. Today, at around 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon, a fire broke out at the residence of one Sum Lianding Valte, first floor at Jenhang Lamka, Renkai Road. The floor was rented by one Mustafa Hussain, who is a businessman, and he stored his good items in the rented story. The fire brigaders and the local residents jointly helped out to put out the fire, which prevents the fire from escalating to the nearby houses and shops. According to report made by the police, the fire broke out around 1:30 p.m. and was completely put out around 3:50 p.m. The source of the fire isn't confirmed yet and is still under investigation, state the report. The victim, Mustafa Hussain, told the media that the room was compactly filled with hundreds of carton boxes containing varieties of goods and no proper door, so it might probably be caused by improper disposal of cigarette butts of some careless smokers. Over 200 petitions filed in the top court since 2019 have challenged various provisions of the Citizenship Amendment Act. Senior advocate Kapil Sibal mentioned the issue before Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, who said that the matter will be listed next week. As per Hindustan Times, a clutch of over 200 connected petitions filed in the top court since 2019 have challenged various CAA provisions. The law aims to fast-track citizenship to non-Muslim refugees who came to India because of religious persecution from Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan on or before December 31, 2014. While the CAA was passed by the Parliament in December 2019, the Union government issued the rules for it on Monday. The notification of the act triggered criticism from opposition leaders who claimed that the notified rules were unconstitutional, discriminatory, and violative of the secular principle of citizenship enshrined on the Constitution. Critics of the CAA also argue that by excluding Muslims from its purview and linking citizenship to religious identity, the law undermines the secular principles enshrined in the Indian Constitution. The center, however, has maintained that the CAA is about granting citizenship and that no citizen of the country will lose citizenship. In an interview with news agency ANI on Thursday, Union Home Minister Amit Shah asserted that CAA will never be taken back and the BJP-led government will never compromise with it. This is our sovereign right to ensure Indian citizenship in our country. We will never compromise on it and CAA will never be taken back, the senior BJP leader said in an interview with ANI. The opposition has no other work. They have a history of saying one thing and doing another. However, the history of Prime Minister Modi and the BJP is different. What BJP or PM Modi says is like carved in stone. Every guarantee made by Modi is fulfilled. The Supreme Court on Friday asked the State Bank of India (SBI) to publish the numbers, unique alphanumeric details on all the electoral bonds received by political parties by March 16. The numbers reveal the links between donors and political parties, that is, who donated to which party specifically. On March 12, the SBI had submitted data on the bonds to the Election Commission of India (ECI). The top court took note of the submissions made by senior advocate Kapil Sibal and lawyer Prashant Bhushan, who appeared in the matter on behalf of the petitioner, that the alphanumeric numbers of the electoral bonds have not been disclosed by the SBI. Miffed that the SBI did not reveal the bond numbers, the top court issued a notice to the bank today. The top court then posted the matter for further hearing on March 18. It also directed its registrar judicial to ensure the return of electoral bonds data submitted by the ECI in a sealed cover to the poll body once the data are scanned and digitized. The return of the data to the ECI has to be done by 5 p.m. on Saturday, March 16 evening, and it has to be uploaded by Sunday evening, the top court directed today. The ECI had moved to the top court seeking copies of the seal-covered documents, electoral bonds, submitting during the court proceedings to be uploaded on its website. A 5-judge constitution bench headed by Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud was on Friday morning hearing an application filed by the ECI seeking a modification of the operative portion of its March 11 order in the electoral bonds case. In its application filed in the apex court, the poll panel said the March 11 order had noted that the copies of the documents submitted by it to the court in a sealed cover during the course of the hearing be maintained at the office of the ECI. The ECI said it did not keep any copy of the documents and added that those may be returned so that it can comply with the court's directions. On March 14, the ECI put on the entire list of entities that have purchased electoral bonds for making political donations on its portal. The names include Steel Tycoon Lakshmi Mittal, Sunil Bharti Mittal's Airtel, Anil Agarwal's Vedanta, ITC, Mahindra and Mahindra, a lesser-known Future Gaming and Hotel Services, and Mega Engineering. But possibly the biggest donor, according to the list released, is a little-known lottery company called Future Gaming and Hotel Services. While it is already known that the ruling BJP received the highest amount of donation, over 6,000 crore, followed by the Congress Party, the data dump only disclosed the amount donated by its entity or individual. It does not say who donated to which party. The SBI has told the Supreme Court that a total of 22,217 electoral bonds were purchased by political parties between April 1, 2019 and February 15 this year, out of which 22,030 were redeemed. On March 11, the five-judge Constitution Bench, headed by Chief Justice Chandrachud and comprising Justices Sanjeev Khanna, B.R. Gavai, J.P. Pardiwala, and Manoj Mishra, directed the State Bank of India to disclose the electoral bonds data to the EC by March 12. It dismissed the bank's plea for an extension of time until June 30 to disclose the data for the EC. It also directed the EC to upload the data on its website by March 15. The Congress on Friday alleged that the electoral bonds data has exposed corrupt tactics of the BJP, such as quid pro quo, seeking donations for the company's protection, kickbacks, and money laundering through shell companies. Congress General Secretary Jiribam Ramesh also said the party continues to demand unique bond ID numbers so that it can precisely match donors to recipients. In a post on X, Ramesh put out a quick first analysis of the electoral bonds EB data disclosure that the SBI put out after weeks of attempting to postpone it until after the election. Over 1,300 companies and individuals have donated electoral bonds, including over 6,000 crores to the BJP since 2019, he said. So far, the electoral bonds data exposes at least 4 corrupt tactics of the BJP, Ramesh claimed. Quid pro quo, there are many cases of companies that have donated electoral bonds and immediately afterwards gotten huge benefits from the government. Mega Engineering and Infra has given over rupees 800 crores in EBs. In April 2023, they donated rupees 140 crore, and just 1 month later, they were awarded rupees 14,400 crore, 10 Borivali Twin Tunnel Project, he alleges. The Israel Defense Forces says that a preliminary review has found that Israeli forces did not open fire at the 8 convoy in Kuwait Square in northern Gaza on Thursday night, when more than 20 people waiting for food aid were reported killed. The IDF said that on Thursday, it had facilitated the passage of a convoy of 31 humanitarian aid trucks containing food and supplies intended for distributions to civilians in the northern Gaza Strip. Approximately 1 hour before the arrival of the convoy to the humanitarian corridor, armed Palestinians opened fire while Gazan civilians were awaiting the arrival of the aid convoy. As 8 trucks were entering, the Palestinian gunmen continued to shoot as the crowd of Gazans began looting the trucks. Additionally, a number of Gazan civilians were run over by the trucks. The statement said the IDF is continuing to review the incident. It also accused Hamas of a smear campaign with the aim of spreading baseless misinformation for the sake of instigating violence in other areas. The ministry says at least 20 people were killed and 115 wounded by Israeli shelling as they waited for aid led on Thursday, as desperate Palestinians increasingly face deadly violence in their search for food. Graphic footage from the immediate aftermath of the scene filmed by an eyewitness showed multiple bodies with traumatic injuries, as well as pools of blood on the streets strewn with rubble and dust. That is all for today's news, and have a pleasant evening ahead.